The intention is good. You're aware enough that the thought that comes up is not reality, right? You can make it reality when you fall into it and you believe it, and then you live it. You become that, whatever it's telling you. Right? So it's good that you're standing away from that and not falling for it. But the first word that sort of tipped me off why this may not be working for you is because you said you're trying to avoid stressful thoughts, right? Now, there's basically nothing wrong with your approach, because often we can a thought comes, and if it's not strong, we can just sort of like I used to believe this, right? But when they're a little stronger, and it seems to be the case with you, then we don't want to avoid them. We want to actually look at them. We want to go toward them, but consciously, not falling into them, falling into the belief, like, I'm not good enough, right? That thought, let's just take it, when that comes and you believe it, it just devours you. You become that, what you become when you believe that thought, right? So, very differently, you can just sort of look at the thought, and then the questions may come up. And the first question, of course, is, well, is it even true? And that in itself can often already release it, because so many of these thoughts you've questioned and have seen that they're not really true. And they still have a little charge on them, but not as much as before, maybe. Right? Now, when one comes that has a lot of charge, then absolutely, you know the questions, and question that thought, investigate it. Right? The only source of suffering is really in uninvestigated thoughts. We have this conditioned mind that has been conditioned in many lifetimes that is causing us suffering. It causes stressful emotions, it causes behaviors, the emotions drive behaviors that don't work for us, and they create a world that's unhappy. So we go to the origin, to the thoughts, and then we do some work, some exploratory work, and we look at these thoughts, rather than just every time they come up in the past, which has been automatically, right? Oh, my children should listen to me, and then you get angry. Well, how has that been working for you? You know? So we go to the origin of our discontent, of our fear, of our unhappiness, and we undo it. And what's left is, we get access to that ever-present source of unshakable happiness and fulfillment. That takes some work, because we have to undo habits of lifetimes. And it can happen relatively very fast.